You cannot just say, oh, I want a professor to be my referee, then you just can carry professor and say, sir, please, can you write a reference letter for me? Of course, he will tell you yes and maybe post you after 1 month. You don't want that. Last month, I had posted on this channel things you need to get ahead of time if you want to study outside Nigeria for your BSc, MSc, postdoc, whatever. And one of the requirements I made mention of is reference letter. Oh guys, so on this channel today, I'm going to be telling you who can be your referee and how can you choose this person and what should this person put in your reference letter for you to get this admission, scholarship or job or whatever you're looking for. So make sure you sit back, carry your jotter, very important, to jot the relevant information that I'll be sharing here. See you very soon. Okay, so welcome back, you guys. If you've not hit the red subscribe button, do well to hit the red subscribe button, because on this channel a lot of juicy things will now be unfolding on this channel. You get it? Okay, so who can be your referee? So referee is the person that writes your reference letter. So we'll be clear when I'm using referee and reference letter, you get that. So who can be your referee? Your relative cannot be your referee. It ought to be your employer, that's where you work, or your university, your lecturer. It mustn't be a professor, but it needs to be somebody that is not your relative, you guys. I hope you got that. Okay, so for some institution and some jobs, they will require 3 reference. For some scholarship, I know Shivning, they require 2 reference. One must be from your workplace, while one needs to be somebody from the academic line. Do you get? So you need to make sure you have checked the kind of reference letter or who could be your referee. Okay, so not wasting much of your time, I'm going to be telling you how to choose a referee. Good, this is very important. You cannot just say, oh, I want a professor to be my referee, then you just can carry professor and say, sir, please, can you write a reference letter for me? Of course, he will tell you yes and maybe post you after 1 month. You don't want that. So you guys, how can you choose your referee? This is the first thing you should consider. Is this person accessible? Because for some admission, they will need your referee to send your reference letter by themselves. Like, you cannot upload the reference letter. It needs to be your referee that needs to upload it to the school portal. And if you don't have an accessible referee, how would that work? So you guys, you need somebody that's accessible. Another thing is you need somebody that will be, should I say, devoted, because almost everybody is devoted, but somebody that will be able to spare time for you, like because there's a lot to write a good reference letter. So somebody that will give in time to make sure that that is done, because you might not be needing reference for just one place. You might be needing reference in different places, and you still need this person to tweak the reference letters to suit whatever place you're applying to. So you need somebody that will have that time to be doing that for you. Then importantly, you need somebody that knows you like very well, that will be able to attest for your qualities, your capabilities, and sort of, do you get? So that's the third thing you need to consider before choosing a referee. Then another thing you need to consider is, this person you're choosing, is this person passionate about you? Because you might decide to choose a particular person and the person will already start going to announce and blow your horns and say whatever you're using the reference for before you even get whatever you applied for, you get. So you need somebody that is kind of secretive, passionate, happy for you, you get it. Okay, so that is basically it. So we'll be getting straight to how to write an outstanding reference letter. You might be imagining you don't need this, it should be your referee that should know all these things. The truth is, most persons don't really know it, so it is your duty to tell them that, okay, this is what you want to be in this reference letter because of the qualities you had stated in what you applied for. Do you get it? So at least you need to chip in 1 or 2 things to this your referee. And another thing why you need to know this thing is because some referee, they are not free, like they are very busy to write out a reference letter for you. So it might need you to draft out something so that they can also see that you are very enthusiastic, or you're very eager about this thing, that's not them just going to be wasting their time. You've also invested your own time. Another thing that can help you is there are some universities that write out the reference guidelines, like what they need in the reference letter, so that your referee will not be going outside the box. Do you get it? Okay. Okay, so I'll be taking you to my system to show you a sample of what a reference letter should be in the real context. Do you get? Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I've got two samples of reference letter that I would use to illustrate a perfect reference letter and what you should avoid in reference letter. Okay, so the first thing is the reference letter should have a letterhead. Like you can see, it should have like a letterhead. I don't know how well you can see this. I don't want to put it straight on the screen because of plagiarism. I don't want you to just copy exactly what I have in this reference letter, so that's why I'll be doing the reading like this. You get? So the reference letter needs to have a letterhead, like showing the body or the person, the office that is issuing out that reference letter. So if your reference letter do not have a letterhead, it might just look ordinary, so you need to avoid that. Then another thing is your reference letter should have a date. If your reference letter is not having a date, then you're making a mistake somewhere. Then another thing is your reference letter should have a recipient. Now some persons may decide to do to whom it may concern. Please avoid that. I would advise you, if you want to apply for a Chevening, Commonwealth, Standard Bank, Developing Solution, whatever scholarship you want to apply for, and you're using to whom it may concern, it might be a red flag for you. Do you get? So please let your reference letter have a recipient. For instance, this is who this one was going to: the British High Commission, plot 1137, Diplomatic Drive, Central Business District. Like, you need to, it's like an address. That's what I mean when I say recipient. Then you need to follow the correct punctuation mark, and this should be below the date. So the date can be at the left side or it can be at the right side. Whatever you do, it works. Okay, so the next thing is your reference letter, you might decide to make it have a title. Some referee would decide to use a title like recommendation letter for the person, like recommendation letter for Jemima Chuku. Some will not use a title. Some will prefer to just go straight to say Dear Chevening or Dear Stanford University. You get? And another thing you need to note is once you've done that, what you need to do again is the content of the letter. So let's go straight to the content of the reference letter. So for a reference letter, please, the reference letter needs to be very short. It needs to be precise, concise as possible. It shouldn't exceed 1 page. It should just be 1 page. So please tell your referee that please, you don't really want a long reference letter because it's going to be a red flag for you and your application. You get? So let's go straight to the paragraph. So say you're having 3 or 4 paragraphs. Let's say you're going in this direction. The introductory paragraph, let me give you the sample. I'm writing this letter of reference to support the application of Jemima Chuku for the dash scholarship or dash admission. I have known her for over dash years as my student in anatomy department, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, as her career mentor in whatever. So you get, like, this first paragraph should contain how the referee knows you. It should also contain how many years have you known the person, in what capacity. Then finally, what is this reference letter for? Do you get it? So it should be in this introductory paragraph. So the next paragraph want to be the qualities. You need to go straight. No, it's a formal letter, so no need for long talk. So you need to go straight to the qualities that your referee has seen in you. So if you applied for an admission and it's just an admission, the referee want to include how can you survive in the program, your background knowledge, how he has assessed you, because you know it has to be maybe a lecturer from your university or a professor or whatever, somebody that knows you. So the person needs to include how the person feels you can survive in the program, what quality you have, good communication, leadership. They need to state this in the paragraph 2 and 3, but not just stating it. It needs to be with practical examples. So if there are like 2 examples that your referee can cite in your reference letter, is going to be wonderful. I'm going to give you a sample. Okay, I was particularly very impressed when she discussed apoptosis in a seminar presentation which I examined. Currently, one of the scientific papers we co-authored was accepted for presentation by the Anatomical Society of Nigeria at the ASN 17th Scientific Conference scheduled to hold on the 10th of September 2021. Following her antecedents, she was selected to make the presentation on behalf of the entire team. So it's showing that I don't just have good communication skill, but practical examples to support that sentence that I have good communication skills and that I thrive in public speaking and blah 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 blah. Do you get? So this is a very good example. Should your referee is writing you're stable, you're this, you're blowing your horns, you should also back it up with examples. Do you get that? Another thing, don't be scared if your referee put links in your recommendation letter. It's quite good. I have one of these reference that said, furthermore, her creative skills accounted for successful hosting of an interactive session by Instagram, then the link. Do you get? So it needs to be very practical and not just any reference letter that you can Google and they'll see. It needs to be real if you're looking for a scholarship or something that you know is just so important to you. You get? Then the next paragraph, that's the fourth paragraph, you can now use 2 paragraphs to talk about the qualities, and then the final paragraph should be like you concluding the whole your referee concluding the whole reference letter and strongly recommend you. Okay, so this one says, I therefore strongly recommend that you nominate Jemima for the Commonwealth Master's Scholarship that she has applied for. Like, do you understand? So it needs to like conclude why you're recommending the person, and not just stating what you're recommending the person for. You now have to go ahead to say this will serve as a springboard for her to gain advanced knowledge. Like, now includes, not you, your referee should now include why he's recommending you, why it will benefit you, the society, and the body that you are writing this application or scholarship to. Do you understand? So that's how you should conclude. Then if you have a reference letter and it doesn't have your referee's contact details, please, that reference letter, discard it. So your referee needs to include this contact details. What I mean is his full name, should they want to use Google to check, his address, his phone number, his email, and where he's working. Do you get? So it needs to be at the closing part of this reference letter. Then he also has to sign. It needs to be real signature. If it's a virtual signature, like something that is electronically signed, yeah, it needs to carry a blue pen or something that is showing that it's an original signature. Do you get that? So that's basically everything about reference letter. Please make sure you start disturbing your referee ahead of time to get your reference letter settled, so that if he or she is the one going to send it to the university, it needs to get in time. Do you understand? So I wish you all the best with all your applications, your job seeking, and everything. I hope this video came true for you. If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like this video, share to your friends, subscribe to this channel. That's where you support your girl and encourage me to do more YouTube videos. And also that's a way for the YouTube algorithm to know that this kind of videos are kind of helpful to people. Do you understand? Okay, so you guys have a nice day. Bye.